Hi developers, I am Stone. So today we are going to learn what are Spark data frames and how to create those. So if I talk about the definition of a Spark data frame, a definition about the data frame, so we can say a data frame is a distributed collection of data that are organized into names and columns. Okay, it is conceptually equivalent to a table in a relational database. So you see database tables in SQL database or Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle, so you can consider the Spark data frame as a Spark table only. So whenever we will be reading those Spark data frame internally, it will be like a tabular format only. So whenever you print the data frame also, so it will print in a tabular format also. So you can think like that. It is typically under the hood. It is just like a table in a relational database. So Spark data frame is also similar to the data frame that are present in R and Python. But Spark data frames are optimized for better performance and for transforming data with a lot of faster speed. Okay, with comparison to R and Python. So in high level, if you want to So in the high level, if you want to discuss the work of a data frame, that what the data frame actually what the data frame we do. So basically, we can categorize it in three parts. That is read, process, and write. So why this is three things? So basically, to apply a transformation, you need to read the data. Then you need to process the data. After applying the transformation, again you write the data to the scene. Okay, so that's the reason I have categorized them into three parts: read, process, write. So let's dig into some code to see how to create a data frame. Okay, so first we'll be using Spark and Scala for reference. For reference only, today's reference, I am using a test CSV file that is under my computer only. From my later videos, I will be using Azure Blob Storage, so that you people feels like the code should be a production ready code. Not I am not teaching you like in a demo kind of thing. Okay, so I will be using Azure Blob Storage as the source as well as the scene for today's videos. So too, I will make it small also. I'll give a brief introduction in of data frame. That's the reason I just created a test of CSV file now in my local, and I am going to read that. Okay. So basically, in my last video, I have told you. So to create a data frame, you need to Spark session, and the Spark session is the entry point of the our application. So we have already created the Spark session, as you can see. So let's create the data frame. We'll use the reference of Spark session that we have already created, Spark dot read. So read is the method that will be used to read a data frame. I will explain the data read method in a second. Just finish me the just let me finish the code. Okay, Spark dot read. So we are reading a CSV data. We will be giving CSV, and I want to read this test.csv. So let's copy the path location. Copy path, and we need the content root. Okay. Okay, it's done. So basically, this read function, what it will do, it will return a data frame reader object, and data frame reader is the gateway to read the data in Apache Spark. Okay, it allows you to load data from the various sources with various type of files. You can read CSV, Excel, EDI, TXT, MDB, something like that. Many hundred of sources from you can use to read the data read the data by using Spark. So basically, the read function will return a data frame reader, and which is a gateway to read the data in Apache Spark. Okay, and Spark data frame is a two-dimensional table, like data structure that is inspired by Pandas data frame. In few moments before, I have told you that it will Spark data frame under the hood. It is just like a relational table in relational database. So let's see that. Okay. So since I have read the data frame, I will use a function actually it's an action. So I will be in my next video, my next video will be about transformation and action. For now only you just see that so is the action. So is the action. To by using so we can see what are the data frames are there. Okay, so let's run the program. So as you can see here, the data that we are having in our test.csv. Okay, so the same thing we will be doing in Python. So as you can see, already I have created the Spark object, Spark session object. So let's read the CSV. So I will use df. It's always, so see. So see, Python and Scala are dynamically typed language. So it is a best practice if you always mention the data type, means so that the person who is reading your code, he didn't get confused. So it's my better. So it is my habit that I usually write the data type. What is the data type is about this df. So I am using this data frame here. Then I will use Spark reference and the read method same dot csv. Okay, again we will use test dot csv. So let's run this application. Talk about the stages on the latter videos, or I have told you about the stages of the task. So if I have not told you, then I will cover in my next videos. Don't worry about it. So for now on, just focus on the data frame. What is data frame and how we can create it. So as you can see here also it is printing the data frame. So basically data frames are like distributed table with named columns and well defined schema. So data frames, I repeat, so data frames are the distributed table with the named columns and well defined schema. That means each column has a specific data type such as integer, float, timestamp, string, and etc. So these are the data types Spark supports. Okay, but if we see the data frame that we printed here, you doesn't think that we are contradicting the statement that we just told now, that each column should have a specific data type such as integer, float, or timestamp, or string. So yes, we are contradicting, and we can overcome this problem also. Okay, so as you can see, there is no headers in this data frame, and if I print the schema also, df, so you can to know the schema, you can use this print schema method. So let's print this method. So as you can see, it is reading all the columns as string, but that's not the point. We are There are columns in our test.csv having integer values also. Okay, so here we are not there is no schema and there is no headers in our data frame. Okay, so what we can do? Spark provides a bunch of options that we can use while reading the data frame. So let's see those options that Spark provides. So Spark provides bunch of options that we can use while reading a data frame. So as you can see, this is the URL, and these are the options that provide: separator, encoding, quote, header, invert schema. So we will be extensively using the header and the invert schema in those options. So let's use this option and see what is the change we are getting. So what I will do here spark.read.options, header comma true. Then I need another option for inferring the schema, invert schema true. Okay, so now we will print the data frame as well as we will print the schema also. So let's run the application. So generally, whenever you are not using those header true and you are using header false, then it will use the default column like underscore column 0, column underscore column 1, underscore column 2, as you have seen in my previous output. So now you can see it is reading the columns with the headers, means ID, name, age, country, and it is where and we have different data type for our different columns. Great. So now let's do it in Python also. So the same thing we will do here. Dot option true. Dot option infer schema. Sorry. Infer schema true. Okay. It is giving error. Let's put it in string literal. So now we will do so and we will do a print schema. So let's run the program. So this is all about automatically inferring the schema. So there might time comes, there might be situation come where you have given the task to map your own schema with the data frame that you are reading. So how you can do that? How you can use it? How you can use the custom schema and how you can create the custom schema and you can pass the custom schema while reading the data frame. So basically, Spark provides two classes that we through that we can use struct field and struct field and so basically Spark provides two types of classes like struct type and the struct field through which you can create your own schema and infer it while reading it. So here also you can see our ID, name, age and country. It is reading as a header and it is reading the data type also. So let's don't infer the schema now. Let's create our own schema and we will use that schema while reading it. So I have written a method like get data frame with custom schema. So as you can see, I am using the struct type and a couple of struct field for those columns that are available in the CSV. So whatever the columns I will be, it will be there. I am using that name and what is the data type and what is this nullable. Okay, basically it tells the same thing. So struct type objects define the schema of a Spark data frame. Okay, it is useful when you have to define the your custom schema of your data frame. And the struct type object contains a list of struct field. So as you can see here, it contains a list of struct field objects that define the name, type and nullable. As I have shown you the column names, the type and the nullable. Is it nullable or not for each column of the data frame? So let's use our custom schema. So Spark, we will don't use this option infer schema. Spark basically provides, if we go to that documentation, we will find something. Yeah, so here you can find schema. Okay, that you can use for inferring your custom schema. So I'll use schema. So our schema is in some method utils.get data frame with custom schema. So we'll use this utils.get data frame custom schema. So we will run the program. So this is how you can define struct type and the array of struct field and the column names, the data type, the data type and the whether it is nullable, true or false. Okay, so here this is the way you can define your own custom schema. So as you can see, it is reading correctly integer string and whatever the data frame is there. So now let's do it in Python also. So in Python in the utils class I have already written here. The format is very similar. Whatever we are writing there in Scala, we have to our struct field, and there we are using a dynamic array. Means here also you are using an array of brackets. That we are specifying array, here we are using brackets. Okay, for that, so we are specifying id integer type true, struct field, then name string true, then the age is integer. Then so let's make age for string type. So for demonstration purpose only, so let's make the string type. Now okay, I have also imported this, created the data frame with custom schema. So now what I will use, I will remove this option and I will use schema. Okay, that is create schema, create data frame with custom schema. Okay, so now let's run this program. So you can see I have given id integer, and name as string, and age as string, and structure and country as string. So as you can see, age is coming as string. So you must be having clear idea. This is, it is taking our custom schema only. So this is all about today's video, and I have shown you out how, what is data frame, how to create data frame, and how to create data frame with your custom schema. So this is all. Thank you. Please comment, subscribe this channel, so that it will be help me, it will motivate me to make more videos. So thank you guys.